Alright, nice big close-up of some picking stuff. And this is basically what's got to happen here. We have to get you picking right in order to move on to anything else. So until you can pick correctly, until you can pick correctly, we can't really do any new material because the same issue will continue to happen. So I know I gave you a new thing yesterday, and you can work on that if you, or anything really, if you'd like, once your picking seems to be better, or you just need to take a break from just picking. But basically the goal I want you to set for yourself is every day you're going to do at least 10 perfect picks in a row. So let's say you do 3 perfect picks and then you do one of your rest and then go through. Well, you got to reset. So 10 perfect pick strokes every string every day. So I'm using the little jazz pick that I gave you. So you see hardly any of it's showing. Hardly any of it's showing. This is so important because if you have like all that showing, that's too much. And what's going to happen is the same thing is going to happen again and again. You end up putting all that on the string and then going through. So hopefully I can get some other angles here. If this cable's long enough, it might not be. Yeah, this is kind of weird, I know. Alright. But looking at this, like, see, that's too much pick. Yeah, let's see if I can get it underneath here. Nah, that's gonna, well, that's kind of, I guess that kind of works. That's too much pick. Too much pick. That's picks hitting on the string and then dragging through. When you have very little of it showing, it's much easier to just have, come on lighting, work with me. Well, a little better. Yeah, you see like barely any of it's touching the string. That's important. Because the less pick you have touching the string, the faster it's going to go through. So anytime you have this pause and then go through, you're either not picking fast enough, so you gotta have enough force and enough speed to get through that. And then this slanting the pick this way, so the butt of the pick comes up like this, or then this part of your hand needs to be firmly anchored to the guitar. Keep these fingers, the ones I'm wiggling right now, keep those off the guitar. Okay? So, the idea is always set your pick up. Get your pick ready, get your mind ready, and push straight down through. It's got to be a fast motion. Watch what happens when I go slow. See, when I go slow, it rests on the string. So you have to go fast enough to go through that string. So barely any pick showing. So what happens when you have too much pick showing? That. So that's too much. You can go fast through it and it'll work, but the less pick you have showing, the better. That's why I gave you the small pick. So when you're picking these higher strings, you still need this part of your hand anchored on the guitar. So it's not going to be here anymore. You need to move it. So it's eventually going to be on the strings. See how I moved my hand there, so I'm closer to the B string now. I know I'm not picking 10 times, but I still want you to do that. So yeah, 10 perfect pick strokes in a row. And eventually, you start going faster. I mean, obviously the goal is to get faster anyway. But even if you did like the other way, where you're slanting the pick this way, you still got to go through the string pretty fast. And eventually having very teeny tiny motions. Now something else I didn't think of until after you had left. So I have some other picks that might be helpful. This here is called a stylus pick. Now, the idea behind it is that, well, kind of like this guy, the one I let you try using. The idea is the point of the pick is rounded, so no matter which way you approach the string, you always got like the same kind of edge or smooth little thing happening. So this way it goes straight off string. Now, the thing with this is, if you have too much pick showing, like, it's gonna catch. See that? That'll definitely tell you you have way too much pick showing. Now, you can't pick all wild as far as like yeah, stuff like that. It won't work because I end up changing the angle of the pick a lot. However, I'm thinking this might be a really good learning tool for you to use, because you can't put it too far past without the string catching. So, with that in mind, you know, if you want, you can swing by and pick this thing up, or I can, depending on where you live, if you're comfortable giving me your address, maybe I can swing by and just drop it off for you. So that's one that could be useful there. I got some other picks that are kind of like that. I don't know if those are still being manufactured. I'd imagine they are, but I got others that are no longer being manufactured because the person who made them is no longer alive. But these are ones I used to use, and I think you mentioned them. I don't know if it was you mentioned it, somebody did, but noticed it in some of the videos that I've had up. But that's the same kind of thing that might happen with the stylus pick, is if you have too much pick showing, that curve will catch the string, then you can't go through it very well. So this can help teach you to hold the pick in such a proper way that you're always going to have it slice right through the strings. The issue I had, or eventually with this, is I questioned how accurate I was with it, and I wanted to see if I could be more accurate with something else. And it turns out that yes, I'm a little bit more accurate using something like this. Just felt like I had better contact with the strings and going in between them and whatnot. That and anyway, so we could try something like this as well. Just to think of it as like a training pick. Let's see, another couple here. Now, these things are gargantuan. I mean, literally. This one here is this is 9 millimeters thick, and this one's 11 millimeters thick. Now, the guy who made these, especially the bigger one, kind of talks about it works to help with accuracy. Now, we could try this just to see if it helps the pick strokes be better. For me, this is just too much. It's too damn big. Now, you can certainly play with it, but yeah, it just feels like over cumbersome or whatever. Too cumbersome, you know. But it might be something to help you out there as far as being able to pick through it better. So that's something. A couple and then this other one would be the same idea, just a little less thick. So those are some ideas to think about. Even if you decided to use like the flat pick that you have been using, like the bigger one like that, the same idea applies. You have to have very, very little pick showing. See, that's how much I got sticking past my thumb. If you got all this showing here, you're just making it harder on yourself because you're going to end up having way too much drag. So showing a lot less is going to help out a bunch. And this is much thinner than what I usually use, but still holding it properly. Ugh, that sounded terrible. That sounds much better. Anyway, the whole point is just like, even if you decided to use that thinner pick, holding it the proper way is going to help get those pick strokes sounding much better. So again, to conclude the video, we have to get you picking correctly before we can move on to anything else. That is priority number one. Nothing else can be done until picking properly has been achieved. So, again, 10 perfect pick strokes in a row, each string. So stay on the same string until you get 10 in a row. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. And every single time you hear something that sounds incorrect, slow down, fix the problem. Because every time that you just do it incorrect over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, hoping that it'll suddenly just get better, it never will. It will never get better if you just continue to make the same incorrect motion. So I'm going to repeat that because it's very important. Every single time you play something that sounds incorrect, if you don't correct that motion to make it correct, you will never make it correct. You have to, figure out, like, am I holding the pick wrong? Am I just going too slow through the string? Things like that. So you have to make adjustments immediately instead of just the same old motion again and again, because the same old motion that produces the bad sound is going to always produce the bad sound. It's never going to get better. So, food for thought there. Again, you can come by, just let me know when you could swing by and pick up the stylus pick if you want to. You can always wait till next week too. Or you can let me know where you're at and I can just swing by and maybe drop it off in the mailbox or something. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Happy to help you out. I'm going to do what I can to help get you playing the old guitar there. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you soon.